glad you could make time. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Jesse Rogers. You're watching Weekend at 1. Let's take a look at the latest developments. We begin in the churches where, owing to large numbers of congregants, most churches have resorted to modifying their church services in order to accommodate most, if not all, of their faithfuls. Some have already converted school halls into church venues in order to restrict the service to 1 hour before ushering the other lot. Let's begin in Nakuru, where KTN News' Alan Ochanda is joining us live. A very good afternoon to you, Alan Ochanda. I must say it has been a long wait for the congregants to make their way to churches, even as we ensure that they're maintaining the strict guidelines. What exactly is on the ground?
Well, Jesse, good afternoon to you. Yes, indeed, churches, when you remember that the churches were given the green light, but to have the partial opening so that they could just have 100 congregants or rather faithfuls at a given time when they are conducting their service on Sundays, Saturdays, and other worshiping days. And so here in Nakuru, we've been doing spot checks across all churches here, across all the denominations, and we've realized that most of the churches are now deciding to just stagger their services, their church services, so that they could just accommodate most, if not all, the congregants in their churches. But to just give us a picture of what is happening in these churches, one of the pastors here of the Metro Church here in Nakuru. Maybe Pastor, karibu sana. How have you managed to accommodate most of your church members here? We've seen some have now resorted to carrying out several masses on one day.
Yeah, today we are very excited because we have been able to carry out many services. Right now we are on our 5th service. We have 4 more services remaining. What we told our people was we will obey the law, have 100 people every minute or every time for 1 hour, and then we sanitize the church, and then another group can come in. So what I want to encourage other churches is that we are allowed to have as many services as we can, as long as we follow the law and do what is the right thing at the moment, because we don't know how this sickness is going on. So we have been able to have a very, very successful day, and also we are having services from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day, 1 hour service in the evening. So I'm sure maybe if we do well, by the grace of God, we will be able to reach the thousands we normally reach in one service. So it is the discipline we are giving to our members that they should keep their time. And whenever they come, and you have seen even here, we have outside seats. Those who come wait for others to leave.
Maybe one question here. Maybe, Pastor, we've seen other churches now using the criteria of first come, first serve, first entry, and others have now been having the online booking so that the congregants can book on the eve of the worship day. What criteria are you using so that you can give the worshippers here the entry into your church?
Yeah, we have what we call card system, whereby people would come to book cards from Monday, Tuesday, so that they can tell us which service they can come into. Because here in our Metro Church, we are trying to have 7 services every Sunday, and then another 7 services. And the youth and the teens don't come to the service. We send them to a Saturday Sunday school, which is a service that is for those kids who are 13 and above, so that we can accommodate more grown-ups in this service. The elderlies, we are not allowing them to come here. We have what we call home groups. So those people with 58 and above, they can be in a special place and they will be ministered. And also we are online, so people can book, people can call in, and they can decide what they want to do to be in the service. The main thing, we have been able to reach people, and we thank God for the government to give us this opportunity. It's up to us to make sure we are doing the right thing. That's why we have employed nurses, we have brought doctors, and we have even a standby ambulance in case of anything we can react.
Well, now, Jesse, just looking at this, that the protocols have now been laid here, and you can see that at the entrance here, there must be a compulsory screening so that congregants just have to wash their hands here. The thermal guns are already here. Their temperatures are taken, and the sanitizers are already here. And as you've been told by the pastor himself, Mike Brown, is that they have to take you through these measures, through these protocols so that they can allow you in the churches. And this is actually a practice that is now being practiced across all the churches here so that they could just ensure they comply with the laid down protocols and guidelines by the Ministry of Health. Because remember that this ending week, we've seen here the Interfaith Council on the national response to COVID-19 here. They were meeting the clergy here in Nakuru. And so they discuss quite a myriad of things here. And as moving forward, they are saying that they're hoping that they will be now moving into full operations of the church, because remember that every church here carries like a minimum of 4,000 congregants. And so we're still keeping an eye on the church's operations, the partial opening here in Nakuru.
All right, many thanks, Alan Uchanda. Proper spot check right there, even as congregants make their way to various venues in terms of churches in order to exercise their freedom of worship. Still on that note, majority of churches in Nairobi County have remained shut despite having that leeway to reopen following President Uhuru Kenyatta's address around 2 weeks ago. Now, the leader